Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you had a lovely weekend. Can you hear and see me okay? I see folks already jumping into the live chat, responding to Jack's Jolly over there. You have a little more time to think this one through. This looks like a fun one. I want to play this one. KDP is here. Ida, Jane, hey Jack, Ellie, Tony, everyone who already left comments, Pauline C. Thank you everyone for replying to Jack's Jolly. Please do jump in. You don't have to be sure about your answer to take part. In fact, it's most fun if you're unsure. Jack takes care of us with, any headaches or get out of jail free cards. Don't worry. He brings them in droves. Just a quick reminder, if you run into any tech trouble, please don't leave that in the live chat below as it will distract from the learning. It's not where we can help you out. It said right above me, there's a banner that says click here for support. So if you can't hear or see Jack, click on that. It has our suggestions, has a backup link, has a private live stream. You can also always email me, hello@learnbridgeonline.com, or reach me personally, and I'll do everything I can to help out. Amanda L is jumping right to slam. I love it. I love it. Nikki, thank you for getting in there. Jane, Rachel. Hey, Valerie. All right. What do you think? I think we're ready. There's just one last thing I need to do. It's important. It's an important one. If you don't hear me say it, please let me know. I need to start the recording. We don't want to, it would be fun, but we don't want to have to do the whole lesson again. I've had to do that once or twice over the years. All right, here we go. The recording is active. Welcome back, everyone watching via the lesson library. Thank you guys for being part of the class. This should be a good, fun lesson. You already have your first question waiting for you. I'm just realizing it's, I'm probably seeing a mirror image, so I've been pointing here, but I think it might be that way. Let me know in the live chat. Am I right? That's over here for y'all. Yeah, folks watching by replay, if you have questions about today's lesson, go ahead, leave them for Jack on the class page. You look for the button that says Bridge Question. Click on that, type in your question, and don't forget to click the Enter or Return on your keyboard to post your question. You might be surprised how often I hear from folks who have typed in their question, but it's just that last step, so close to the finish line. But Jack does an amazing job responding to questions there, so we can all keep learning together. Sue, Christine, you guys got in your responses just in time because the man of the hour is coming up. Man of the hour is coming to town. Here comes Jack. You guys know what to do. Andrew, thanks for jumping in. Here he is. Hey, Jack.
Good morning, Bashir. You all right?
Yeah, looking forward to today's lesson.
Yes. It's always a good one, the forcing or non-forcing ones, because a lot of improvers and intermediates do find it difficult to know when a bid is, forcing to game, forcing for one round. So, yeah, we're going to look at part 2 of that. We did part 1 a while ago. So, yeah, lots to do there. And we've got the Jack Jolly there.
Yeah, very good.
Look at that.
Yeah, let me tuck our faces
on your methods, Bashir. So those who haven't done, aren't playing Jacoby or Splinters would bid straight to 4 hearts.
Right now, Jack, if, whether it's because of their experience level or, it might just be a momentary lack of confidence in a Splinter or Jacoby, but what's wrong with a 4-heart bid? Is there something we might do?
The problem is it's a bit of a shutout. It's a 6 loser hand. And to be honest with you, it's a hand that I had, funny enough, a couple of weeks ago. And I just thought to myself, this is a great hand. Partners open a heart. They probably got 5 hearts. They might only have 4. But, this is a great 6 loser hand. Singleton, it's got aces. It's got, nice 5-card suit in spades to establish. But for those who haven't, aren't playing Splinters or Jacoby, and there are some of them, in this classroom, it's fine. Bid 4 hearts, but partner's rarely going to bid again, which would be the case here. But if you're playing Jacoby or Splinters, you really need to use those because 4 hearts is reserved for a really weak hand, typically 11 points or less.
Okay.
With 7 losers. So, but is it Jacoby, 2 no trumps? which is 12 plus points forcing to game with 4 card hearts, or do you do a 4 diamond splinter? It's that's the question really, and the answer is: should we just look at the full hand?
Yeah, please.
Everyone's had a good look at this, and hopefully those in replay have had a good look at this as well. There you go. Look, so that's the full hand. So I actually firmly believe that 2 no trumps is the best bid here.
Tell us why. Yeah, well,
the reason being
read it up there.
Jacoby, sorry, splinters take you too high. So if you bid 4 diamonds with this, all partner can really do is either sign off in 4 hearts, or if they're interested in slam, bid 4 no trumps. And here they'd actually sign off in 4 hearts because ace, king of diamonds are wasted opposite a singleton. And also it's a horrid 4-3-3, isn't it? North has got a 4-3-3 flat as a pancake hand. They would definitely sign off in 4 hearts, and slam might well be missed. So the key thing, Bashir, is you can be too strong to splinter.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. I mean, the splinter point range is probably about 9 points minimum to about 14. But here, even though we've only got 12 points, it's just such a good hand. 2 no trumps gives us so much more bidding space.
What did the Jacoby bid say strength-wise?
The strength of Jacoby, yes, 12 plus.
12 plus, but it's open. There isn't
unlimited. You do it with 20 points. You do it with 22. Crispy wants to explain splinters. Crispy, it might take me 30 minutes to explain splinters now. But yes, it is another lesson. It will come up, probably be in the library somewhere, Bashir, won't it? In the intermediate library.
Likely, but I'm sure the topic will come up. But I'll remember that, Chris, because maybe I can bug Jack to join me for a YouTube video. We could even look at this hand. This is a fantastic example, both to talk about Jacoby and splinter bids. Yeah,
that's really useful. But just very briefly, because we need to get on with the lesson, but North, as it says in the text there, North bids 3 no trumps, balanced hand. South Q bids 4 clubs. North Q bids 4 diamonds. And then we do some Blackwood or Roman key card. And as happened at the table, me and my partner got into 6 hearts. Although my partner, who shall remain nameless, was a bit naughty. So North played 6 hearts, and they got the 4 of spades lead from East. So this is interesting. We'll come back to this right at the end of the lesson. So you're in 6 hearts, everyone. You can tell me now if you want. But my partner had the 4 of spades lead from East. And I'm just wondering which card you'd play from dummy. Would you play low, i.e. the 3 of spades, or would you rise with the ace? So should we leave that to the very end?
Yeah.
Would you, on a spade lead, rise with the ace in dummy, or would you play low? In fact, you can give your answers now if you want, but I'll tell you at the end so we can have a bit of attention.
All right, very good, Jack. I'll turn it over to you for some forcing or non-forcing part 2. I'll come back at the end of the lesson to help wrap things up.
Brilliant, Bashir. See you at the end. And don't forget, Bashir, to let me know the answer to this problem. But just very briefly, will you go straight to 4 no trumps? Yeah, you might actually do this straight to 4 no trumps if you weren't playing Jacoby or splinters. Quite like that. Someone actually bid straight to 6 hearts. I quite like that as well. But you might be missing 2 aces. But yeah, I think if I wasn't playing either of those, it's too strong to bid 4 hearts, Judith. I would go 4 no trumps, but much easier via Jacoby. Right, let's go on to our forcing or non-forcing the sequel. And as you all know, you have 2 types of bid in bridge. You have forcing bids or non-forcing bids. Yeah. And within those categories of forcing bids, you have forcing to game, like a 2-club opener or a jump shift. And you have forcing for 1 round. And within the non-forcing bid category, you have bids that we must pass. Yeah, you would never bid again. Or you have invitations where we pass or raise. Okay, let's get going. So there's going to be quite a few examples of these today. So you've opened a diamond. I bid 1 spade. You've come back 1 no trump, 15, 16. I bid 2 spades. What next for you as South, if anything? There's going to be quite a few of these today. Slightly harder lesson, I think, on forcing or non-forcing, because it does vex improvers and intermediates. Warm welcome if you're watching in replay too. Hope you enjoyed the Jack's Jolly. Well done if you came out with 2 no trumps there. What type of bid is the 2 spades by North? Is it invitational? Is it forcing? Is it non-forcing? Is it a bid we should pass? Yes, we have the Jacks Jolly. It's a relatively new thing every couple of weeks. Keep you on your toes. And they're all from live duplicate tournaments that happened. That one happened last week. Be interesting to see whether you went up with the ace of spades or whether you played a low spade. And well done, actually. Most of the live chat box are passing, which is correct. Yeah. North is very weak. They've got a 6-card spade suit and they're saying, partner, please just leave me in it. Typically 6 to 8 points. No chance of game. Well done if you passed. It's not invitational. The invitational bid here would be 3 spades. Yeah, but they might have as low as 5 points, actually. Yeah, 5 to 8 points and a 6-card suit. Good, because improvers do get that one wrong. If they want to make a strong bid, they jump to 4 spades to game. 3 spades would be an invitation. There you go, that's the full hand look. Yeah, you might even struggle to make 2 spades here. But it is the right contract. You've stayed nice and low. Okay, I've opened a diamond. You've bid 1 heart. 1 no trump by me, 15-16. What next for you with your 10 points? And 6-card heart suit. Yes, they are very useful, these lessons. Definitely amongst the higher echelon of usefulness. And difficulty probably as well. Higher level of difficulty. But incredibly useful because they come up a lot. And it's not like the unassuming cubit that comes up every blue moon. So we're a strong hand here. We know that we've got game in our hands, don't we? So we know we got the 25 points and we know we got the 8-card fit. We know when we've got those things together, we must jump to 4 hearts. Well done. Most of you bidding 4 hearts. 3 hearts would just be an invitation here, non-forcing. Good. 2 no trump by you, 20 points. 4 no trump by me. What type of bid is that 4 no trump? And what do we do next with our 20 count? Katrine's asking, there's an instance when 3 hearts are stronger than 4 hearts. No, Katrine. Good question. Only really when someone's opened 2 clubs. When we have the fast arrival, don't we? Only in game forcing situations, Katrine. Normally when someone opens 2 clubs and partner raises to 3 hearts rather than jumps to 4. Yeah, but rare. You're all passing. Good. Yeah, quantitative. Good. And let's go on to our first. That leads us into our first hand. Where are we? It's a 1 heart opener. One spade. 1 no trump rebid, 15-16. Or some of you might now be playing the modern style, which is 15-17, widening the range. It's a good idea to discuss with your partner. I play 15-17 rebids with my partner now. I still teach 15-16 though. That's what most people play. And over to South with their 11 count. Yes, Smarty's asking, do you have at least 2 cards all suits bid, 1 and trump? Yes, you should be a balanced hand, Smarty. So we're all bidding to 4 spades, and we are all correct. And what would be the opening lead, do you think? Yes, have to be balanced hand, Smarty. You can guarantee that North will have 2 spades. Possibly there might be 4-4-4-1, but that's unlikely. I think 4-4-4-1 is only 3% of all hands. We'll just check on that. It's quite rare. Right, and the opening lead. I was right. I'm not always right, but yeah, 3%. Only 3% of the time will it be 4-4-4-1. Well, that is what we call a sensitive trump holding, ace, king, 9-8. So I wouldn't lead out the ace of spades here. No. Some of you would, but I'm going to lead the 9 of clubs, top of a doubleton. Yeah. Thing is, you lead out the ace of spades or the king, maybe you might be helping declarer, which is what you would be doing here. Yeah, you really might hope to make your 9 and your 8 of spades, maybe, if you don't lead them. So leave that spade suit well alone. 9 of clubs. Good job I asked the question. Right. Well, just thinking about the hand, counting losers, as you know I like to do. 1 in diamonds and possibly 3 in spades. It's all about the trump suit here. Okay, let's go. And yes, first dilemma of this hand. Do we overtake with the ace or do we win in dummy? What do you think? Where do we want to? We clearly want to play the trumps out. There's no rush to take the diamond discard. Where do we want to win? So do we want to play the spades from declarer's hand towards the queen? Or do you want to play the queen from dummy? Place your bets. Oh, talking about placing your bets, you'll be pleased to hear I have the Grand National winner. Yes, I hate to boast, as you know. £5 each way. Yes, I didn't become rich overnight. And my other 2 horses lost, so there you go. But I did make a small profit. Hope your horse didn't fall at the first. What was that one that did? Panic Attack. That was unlucky, wasn't it? Was quite fancied. Right, back to business of bridge. We need to win in hand because we need to play towards our queen here. Yes. Would you rise with the ace or the king? As West, second player. But yes, you need to be playing towards the queen here. Well, what would you do if you're watching in replay? You should actually, because if you play low, the queen's going to win. It's going to be easier for the declarer. So we should rise with the king, technically, here. Continue on with their club attack. We can win that in the dummy and continue with our drawing of trumps. Now, it doesn't matter, of course, where we play them from. We can play the queen. And what would they switch to? Probably not particularly nice. I think a diamond is probably, actually a spade is probably going to give least away. Win with the 10. But now we're on the home straight. We can play a heart to the ace. Heart to the king. Sorry, the king of hearts. Just discarding our losing diamond. And then just merrily play out our winners. They'll make one at the end, won't they? But we'll just do that. Playing out the winners. They can have their trump. but we'll claim the rest. I'll play them out for you, just because it only takes a second. But it's also the management of the trump suit today. Key play was playing towards that queen of spades. If you'd have started with the queen of spades, you'd have lost 4 trump tricks and gone 1 down. So we had to play towards the queen. And interesting on the opening lead, avoiding the spade suit there. It's a sensitive holding. Yeah. Quite a tricky B, yes. These are slightly harder hands today. Back to the classroom for more question and answer. By far the best way of learning bridge. I think it's so much better than doing face-to-face when you can do question and answer. Right, I've opened 1 no trump. Sorry, you've opened 1 no trump. I've jumped to 3 spades. What do you think about that? Sensitive Robertson suit? Question mark, what does that mean? One of our subscribers, Richard, he used the word subterfuge the other day when he was playing bridge. Haven't used it for a while, have I? Subterfuge, but I only use it when teaching online. Oh, sensitive, sorry. Yes, sensitive means in the trump suit, ace, king, 9, 8. What it means is sensitive Robertson suit. It means that because you got the 9 and the 8, you shouldn't lead that suit. You'd be hoping to make them. It's like having queen XX. I would call that a sensitive holding, a very dangerous holding to lead from. Yeah, hope that makes it clearer. Yes, when I say a sensitive holding, it means one that I don't want to lead from. But you're right to ask what sensitive means. Yeah. What are we doing here? It's 100% forcing. What type of bid is it, do you think, playing transfers? By the way, let's have 2 marks here. So it is 100% forcing. But what kind of bid does it mean? What does it actually mean, 3 spades here? Why haven't you used the transfer? What type of bid is it? Must be strong. So there's a second mark here. Why haven't we used transfers, which we would not do normally? What does a jump to the 3 level mean in a new suit? What type of hand is it? Might say on the answer. No one really wants to answer that question. Well, it is forcing, Annie, yes, we know that, but tell me a bit more. Tell me as much information as you can. It won't be a 5-card major, otherwise you'd have done a transfer. It's a 6-card suit, saying spades are trumps, and it's 16 plus points. I wonder if it says that in the answer. Doesn't actually. Well, this is for those who don't play transfers, by the way. Yeah, this slide. Yeah. But if you play transfers, then it's 16 plus, yeah, looking for slam. But if you don't play transfers, it's showing 5 spades, just to be clear. Good. But if you play transfers, yeah, it's looking for slam. Showing 6 cards. Right, next slide. You've opened 2 diamonds. I've bid 2 spades. Well, this comes up every now and again and often causes confusion. What type of bid is 2 spades? Is it non-forcing? Partner, please pass. Is it forcing for 1 round? Or is it artificial? Sorry, artificial, invitational. What type of bid is it? Forcing, non-forcing, I just want to play in 2 spades, leave me alone, or invitational? It's unusual to bid over a week 2, isn't it? It's normally put up or shut up. Quite a tricky one, this, by the way, because a lot of partnerships don't have any agreement here. They haven't discussed it. Yeah, so what would you bid next? Yeah, you've discussed, hopefully with yourself, whether it's forcing or non-forcing or invitational. Would you bid with this hand? Now, that's the second question, or the main question, really. They're linked together. And the answer is it's non-forcing, yeah. Good. Yeah, but kind of invitational. But showing a decent 5-card suit, at least normally 6 cards, and between 12 and 14 points. South would only bid again with 3 spades and a maximum. Good. So, non-forcing there. Well done. Most of you got that one right, I think, and you would pass with that minimum hand. If you wanted to make a forcing type of bid, you'd go via 2 no trumps first. Yeah. If you wanted to make a kind of game forcing type bid, you'd go via 2 no trump inquiry, and then you'd bid 3 spades. If South has void in spades, I think they still pass, Tony. Yeah. Ooh, they might go back to 3 diamonds, actually. If they were void in spades, yeah. They'd go back to 3 diamonds. Okie dokie. But yes, if you had a really strong hand that wanted to go to game, you'd go via 2 no trumps. Inquiry, 15 to 17. Good. Well, that's cleared up that one. Dulcie's asking, is that 2 no trump called August? I'll just answer that in a second, Dulcie. Let's just have a look at this one. I've doubled 1 no trump for penalties. Do you bid anything with that one there? With your 9 points? As my partner? No, Dulcie. I'll tell you what August is. It's when I bid 2 heart diamonds, you bid 2 no trumps, and then the responses are known as August. But it's not what I teach, so I'm not going to tell you about them now. But some people play August responses. I play features. What most bridge teachers teach. But August is okay. Yeah, I don't mind people playing that. I'm not going to discuss it now because it will confuse. But you can always look online. Yes, we would definitely pass, of course. That's a penalty double. Oh, look, there's Bridge Prison. Well, I haven't seen the inside of Bridge Prison for a while. Gosh. Yes, looks a bit empty. Well, I don't know. It's probably not empty. They're probably inside playing bridge. Good. And I must get back to you at the end. I'll make a little note to remind you whether you played the ace of spades or you played low on the opening spade lead. Yes, the only time you would the only time you would bid, just by the way, is if you had a 5-card suit, as South, and very weak, as someone just said. Yeah, you'd be 0 to 3 points. Yeah, 0 to 3 generally, and a 5-card suit, you definitely remove partner's penalty double. Let's go on to hand 2 on BBA. And no bid from North. Ooh. 2 no trump, isn't it? And what next from North? Well, obviously they do something. What does North do best to do? I'm quite cheeky, actually. I quite often open 1 no trump on 11 points non-vulnerable. Don't tell anyone though. It's my secret. It's actually quite a good 11 with a 5-card suit as well, but not vulnerable. I don't like opening 11 with vulnerable, but I'm quite cheeky. Most often, if I'm non-vulnerable, I'll open with 11. Generally works out well. Not always. Yes, this is 4 no trump. And anything from South? But that's definitely a bridge secret. Don't tell anyone. You're allowed to, by the way. You're completely allowed to open 1 no trump with 11 if you want. Maybe not third in hand. Fourth player has a habit of doubling. Yes, so quantitative, that will show 11 or 12 points. Quite good in our quantitative races, I think, now. Okay, so 4-no trump it is. Counting certain tricks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we need a few extras. It'd be weird to have 12 certain tricks and 10 certain tricks in a set hand, wouldn't it? So which card do we play next from our own hand? Specifically. Yes, so clearly we need to get the 5 cards suit the gold dust going. So start with the ace of diamonds. You're pretty good at that. The higher card from the shorter holding. Pull one to the king. Then what? Yes, well, let's hope that diamonds are 3-3. And Max got a good question. Do you score more for 4-no trumps than 3-no trumps +1? No, Matt, you score exactly the same. Yeah, you only get the bigger score if you make a game. So, yeah, there's no point being in 5-no trumps when you can be in 4. So now we lose, hoping they're 3-3. Would they continue with a heart or switch to a spade? I think continue with a heart. Anything away. We now take our 2 diamond winners. And cash our tricks now. Yep, time to cash out. Not the hardest hand in the world, I don't think, but they're only easy when you get them right. Ace of hearts. I'm just cashing my winners. Queen of clubs. And the ace of spades. We are going to make 11 tricks. Same score as 4-no trumps, same score as 5-no trumps. Same score as 3-no trumps. It's going to be 460. So very pleased we weren't in slam, of course. We would have gone 1 down. Good. So good use of the quantitative there. Let's go back to the classroom. Yes, they're good bidding principle. I think most of you know this by now, but a new suit, I play it with my partners and I teach it. A new suit at the 3 level by opener or responder is forcing to game. Okay? This will sometimes mean that as opener, you will have to repeat a 5-card suit at the 2 level. So it's a useful principle to discuss with your favorite partner, but yeah, it's a blanket rule, which I think works well. So it's been a new suit at the 3 level, would normally show 16 points or more, there's 3 diamonds. Game forcing. However, this type of hand, you can't bid 3 diamonds on. Be forcing to game. Partner might only have 8 or 9 points, or even 10. So we repeat the spades. Partner will understand that you won't always have a 6-card spade suit here. Also, 3 diamonds just pushes the bidding up far too high when you've only got a minimum hand. Let's play hand 3 on BBA. Yeah, it's interesting. Are you 1 diamond or 3 diamonds on the north hand? 7 card suit. Yeah, it is too good for 3 diamonds, passing the rule of 20. You'll often miss game. If you open 3 diamonds, South would pass with their 14 points misfitting. So yeah, best to open 1 diamond. Not good enough to bid 1 spade vulnerable there. 5 rags to the king. 7 points. Non-vulnerable, I might. Yeah, probably would. Muddy the waters. Does make a life... Thing is, if East overcalls 1 spade, does make life a lot harder for South. Okay, so what's next for South, do you think, with their 14 points? Well, just meanwhile you're thinking about that for a moment. I'm in a mystery location on Wednesday, so come and join me in the mystery location. We'll be packing a suitcase this afternoon. That's Wednesday at 1 o'clock. We're having a combined lesson with the improvers and the beginners / improvers on trumping in dummy. So if you think I see something that needs work on, 1 o'clock, new time, so I'm working on Wednesday the 15th from the mystery location. But I am back next week, and next Monday we're doing week jump overcalls, which again are very useful. 3 clubs good. Change of suit forcing. North bids 3 diamonds. Nothing better to do. But 3 clubs is game forcing. New suit at the 3 level. South, what do they do now? So yes, mystery location, Wednesday, 1 o'clock lunchtime. Not by responder, Andrew, no. Easy to get confused in this lesson. 3 clubs by opener would be 16 plus. Yeah. So, well, you could bid 3 no trumps, but that may not be the best contract. And it wouldn't work well here at all. Why can't we bid 3 hearts to show 6? No, Andrew, it didn't say that. Opener bids a new suit, 16 plus. Yeah, not responder. Right, so why can't we bid 3 hearts here? We're already in a game forcing situation, so we can take things nice and slowly. Slowly. So we're showing 6 cards, and what does North now do? But it is a better option than 3 no trumps. 3 no trumps would not be a happy bunny. Good, so North, definitely with heart support and singleton spade, prefers 4 hearts. Okay. So we got ourselves some really good bidding there to the best contract. 3 no trumps on a spade D would be a disaster. 4, 5, 6 tricks we've got, not many. Right, let's just do the opening lead, because that's interesting. What lead would you make? Well, you may think it's obvious to lead the singleton lead, but can I just reintroduce an expression? Get out of jail free card. I do like to use it where I can. If you have trump length, lead from length. Have you heard that one before? With trump length, lead from length. Have you heard that one before? Answer yes or no. Some of you won't have. Might be new. So you can change your lead. Given that you've got trump length here, you're going to make those hearts, you see. You don't really want a ruff. You're going to make the ace king and probably the 9, maybe the 8. Don't lead a trump either, because that's a sensitive holding. Maybe you haven't heard me use that one before, sensitive. I had to explain it to Robert and Sue, which is fine. But the heart suit's very sensitive there, which means dangerous to lead from. What are you going to lead instead? Bearing in mind that motto that some of you won't have heard of, that most of you probably haven't. With trump length, i.e. 4 cards or more, lead from length. Don't lead a singleton. What we're going to try and do, the principle is, we're going to try and shorten declarer's trumps by leading spades. And then that will make our trumps longer and more valuable. Quite a difficult expression. If it's going over your head, let it sow like the warm breeze. But yes, we should lead the spade there, 4th highest. Okay, just planning the hand. I think I planned it already. Just wondering whether to draw trumps or not. And what card do we play at trick 2? Well, clearly, we must make the use of the void and dummy, mustn't we? Okay, so we've roughed a spade in dummy. Very important to do that. What do we do next? We're on the dummy, aren't we? Well, we've got loads of winners, haven't we, outside of the trump suit in diamonds and clubs. So definitely right to draw the trumps. I tend to play the higher one. It's easier for me to remember that it's gone. And what does West play back, having won the King of Hearts? Yes, I hope you enjoyed Jack's Jolly. It was a good one this morning. Quite in-depth with that Jacoby Tudor trump, and also how the bidding developed after that. Just going to make a note to tell you about the lead. Yes, keep on with the spades. 9 will do. Shortening declarer's trumps. Often a good thing to do, especially when you've got length yourself. We persevere with the Jack of Hearts. They keep on with the spades. It's going to be a race, this, by the way. A race to see if we can have enough trumps before we run out and lose control of the hand. Sorry, hang on. Can we afford to play the 10 of hearts? Yes, we can. Now we go on to the clubs. With the queen and the jack, which they can ruff. But luckily for us, we've just got one teeny weeny trump left. And we're just going to make 10 tricks. So good, well done. If you certainly continued playing trumps there as declarer. It was a race, but luckily we had enough trumps to survive. But that was good defense by West, leading a trump and continuing with those leading a spade and continuing with spades, trying to shorten our trumps. But luckily we had 6 of them, so we managed to survive. If we'd only had 5 trumps there, we might well have gone down, lost control of the hand. Interesting. And the bidding interesting too. A nice controlled auction to 4 hearts there. I think the key thing is after you make a game forcing bid, here South bid 3 clubs, either side can take the bidding quite slowly. You don't have to jump to game or anything. Hence, we found our best contract of 4 hearts. Melanie's asking, do some trump splits play better than others, e.g. 6-2? Yeah, 6-2 plays pretty well, Melanie. 4-4 plays the best because you generally have a trump left in either hand. Yeah, 4-4's the holy grail. 5-4's even better. So yes, definitely 4-4's better than 6-2. Right, where are we? Oh yes, here we go. Does South bid anything with this? What's happened? 1 heart. North's made a double for takeout. East has passed. Over to your South. What do you think about that? Apart from not a lot. Only 2 points. Dulcie, see you next week. You can catch the last 20 minutes in replay. Yes, we often say as teachers, Melanie, the 4-4 major fit is the holy grail. Well, we do have to bid. We can't leave them in 1 heart double. They'll make it easy with over tricks. So well done. Actually, most of you bidding 1 spade here. Yeah, 1 no trump, it would be wrong. That would show point, 6-9, and at least 1 heart stopper. Here's a bonus question for you. What would be the only time really where you'd leave the double in? What type of situation could you leave the double in there? Well, yes, but what type of hand would you have to pass as South? Why would you? Yeah, you can leave the double in. You're allowed to do it. I'll tell you why. Yes, you have to have amazing hearts. Yeah, amazing. Literally, a heart holding such as King, Queen, Jack, 10, 9, X, something like that. Lots of very good hearts, Anne, yes. Typically 5 or 6 really good ones. And then you can draw, declare as trumps, would be the strategy. But yeah, literally really, really amazing ones. You don't always have to reply, Jill, no. There are exceptions to most things in bridge, as you know. But it is very rare to leave the double in. You wouldn't leave it in on 5 hearts to the Jack. You wouldn't leave it in on 5 hearts to the Ace. You'd need like Ace, King, Queen, Jack, 10X or something amazing. Really solid, good trumps. Okay, so we've cleared that one up. Addendum for the more experienced. Oh, well, that's quite a lot of you now. But I've opened a heart. You've bid 1 spade. 1 no trump rebid by me. What's your best bid here with 10 points? So trumping and dummy on Wednesday at 1 o'clock from the mystery location. Next week, we are looking at weak jump overcalls. What describes our hand? What bid describes our hand best here? How can we make a game forcing bid? Hello, Jane Ha. Are you new? Or do you not use your surname normally? We can't show a stopper, Mike and Irene. No, that's not something we can do. You don't show stoppers. You can't show stoppers here as responder. But well done. Most of you, yeah, good. 3 clubs here is the best bid, showing 5 and 4. Forcing to game. 2 clubs you see wouldn't necessarily be forcing. Jumping in a new suit here as responder is. There are some suits, look. Yes, we have got time for hand 4. Let's do that on BBO, because we've got some time left in the bank. That would promise 5 spades and 4 clubs, Judith. Yeah, for sure, 100%. Where are we? 16 points, 1 club. Interesting. Are we 1 heart or 1 spade here with our 5-5? Yes, but if we only had 4 spades, Judith, we wouldn't be bidding like that. No, we'd just be bidding no trumps on that last hand. Pretty much bidding 2 new suits in bridge. Pretty much always shows 5 and 4. 1 spade, good, yes, high fives. One no trump rebid. What next for us now? Now is south. We've got blue sky here as well. How can we make a game forcing bid now? How can we show a strong hand? Yeah, jump to 3 hearts, good. And north. North's got a good hand with 3 card support, so 4 spades. And anything more for south? Well, partner's got 15, 16 points. They've got 3 spades. We've got a lovely looking hand, actually. 16 counts. So I think it's clear to go 4 no trump. I agree with you. We'll play Roman key card, because most of you play that, not all. What's the response to Roman key card 4 no trump with spades as trumps? So we've got 2 of the key cards, haven't we? We've got the 2 aces. 2 out of the 5. And we've got the queen of trumps. So always good to practice our Roman key card, isn't it? 1 or 2 of you have got it wrong. No names mentioned. So that's 2 with the queen of trumps. 2 key cards. 5 hearts would be 2 without the queen of trumps. Well, we're not going to go looking for a grand slam, so we settle for, well, missing an ace for a start, settle for 6 spades. I wouldn't bid 6 no trumps on this type of hand for sure. You know, very unbalanced. Also, quite often, as you will know, if you bid and make a slam at your duplicate, you're going to score well. Opening lead is interesting. What do we lead? There's the bidding, look. Just so you know. What do you think? Do you make... Well, you could lead anything there. I think I've definitely got my, preferred lead. There's nothing outstanding. What do you think? Ace of hearts? 7 of clubs? Or 6 of diamonds? I don't like singleton trump. Almost never. Occasionally I might. Yeah, I've had a really horrid hand to lead from, but singleton trump generally ends up finessing partner. I mean, half the time I would lead an ace, but here, South's bid hearts. Just surely going to set up the king for them. That can't be right to lead the ace of hearts here. So well done. Most of you leading the 6 of diamonds. Jack's mum sends her apologies. She's teaching bridge this week in Inverness to 12 people at a private house. Hard work, but good fun for Jack's mum. Right. Ooh, Pauline's hometown. Okay, so quite a lot of losers in hearts. What would I be thinking about? Well, be thinking there are losers in hearts, but they can surely go away on those lovely clubs. I'm just thinking about the best way to play the trump suit as well. Try not to look at the east-west cards. I'm going to overtake with the king, I think. Right. Just looking at the north-south, try not to look at the east-west. How would you play the trump suit here? Or do you not think it matters? Well, if trumps are 3-2, all's going to be well. But they could be 4-1, couldn't they? How can you pick up the 4-1 split? Well, the only way you can pick up the 4-1 split is if you play the ace-queen first. Well done. So if you did that, yeah, followed by the queen. You can't pick up the 4-1 split if West has 4 spades. There you go. We might hang on to a club, actually. Same length as dummy. Never know. Very well done. 10 of spades. Probably wouldn't cover. Now we can come back to hand with a club. Draw the last trump. Queen of clubs. Which one from dummy? Yes, don't make the mistake of playing low. You got no entries to the dummy, so overtake with the king. Cash the ace of diamonds, and all these hearts most of these hearts are going to go away, aren't they? On the winning clubs. The key thing about this hand really was how to play the trump suit to avoid the 4-1 split. So these are all going away. They just make their ace of hearts at the end. But well done for not leading ace of hearts. Some improvers might well have done that. Well, they would have done that. Just sets up the king and makes the contract a lot easier. So we have ended on a high. 6 spades bid and made. Picking up the 4-1 trump split. Notice that if trumps were 4-1 with West, we couldn't have picked them up. Right, back to the classroom for another addendum. Here we go. Ah, yes, interesting. So we've opened a spade with our 13 points. 1 no trump from West, 15 to 18. Partner's gone 2 hearts. What type of bid is that? And what do we do as South? Apart from panic, because we can't quite remember what it is. This is a good addendum, actually. I'm quite pleased with this one. If you're watching in replay, would you bid as South now? What type of hand is North showing? Weak hand, strong hand, invitational hand? (10:31 UK time), and stay on the line at the end, because I just need to discuss whether you would play the low spade or the ace of spades. I will just go through that very quickly in a second. Not sure. says one of our. Ooh, yes, no one's. Yeah, I have a feeling there's uncertainty here. Let me give you a get out of jail free. I'm feeling generous. I'm off on my working. It is a working holiday tomorrow, by the way. Just so you know, I will be teaching bridge. Well, what would North have done if they'd have had 9 points or more, do you think? Would they have bid 2 hearts with 9+ points? The answer is no, Judith, correct. So if North had 9, 10 points or more, they would double for penalties. Correct. Well, let's hope they would anyway. So this type of bid is literally a weak 2. It's kind of 5 to 8 points with a decent 6-card suit. Yeah, non-forcing. In fact, not wanting you to bid again, probably ever. So 2 hearts just says here, I've got a good 6-card suit, 5 to 9 points. We'll say, yeah. Okay, so that's going to be a new one, or certainly one that you might be rusty on. But I think the key to that is realizing that your intelligent partner, with any strong hand, 10+ points, would have doubled for penalties. So it's a non-forcing bid, showing 6 cards. And that's standard. It's not something I thought up in the shower this morning. That is a non-forcing bid. Decent heart suit, yeah, at least 6. So South would pass. Good. Okay, well, that's an addendum. And that, yeah, that's partner's hand. Look, perfect, isn't it, for a week 2 hearts there. Good. Ooh, we've got another addendum here as well. Full of addendums today. 1 club, 1 spade, 3 clubs from you. 16+. Is that 3 spades forcing from North now? And what do we do next? Good to have some addendums to keep you on your toes. And the answer is, as you're all cleverly coming in with 4 spades, yeah, it's forcing. Any weak hand would pass 3 clubs, so any bid now from North after your partner jumps to 3 levels is a forcing bid. Yeah, well done. You can bid 4 spades. Good, which most of you did in the live chat box. That's the final hand, look. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be at 3 no trumps on a diamond lead. Good, well, take a breath. There's been a lot of forcing or non-forcing bids in there. As I say, it is a tricky lesson. But just remember, new suit at the 3 level by open or responder should be played as forcing to game. A good blanket rule. Secondly, sometimes opener will have to rebid a 5-card suit at the 2 level rather than bidding a new one at the 3 level with a minimum hand. You just get into trouble. And finally, if responder bids a new suit after a 1 no trump overcall, it shows a weak hand, typically with a 6-card suit and non-forcing. That's one that I think most of you got wrong. That's quite a tricky one. Just before we do, let's just go back to the beginning before I forget. So very well done. Yes, are you going to, just before we finish, everyone, you get the 4 of spades, sorry, 2 of spades lead from East. Are you going to rise with the ace of spades or take the finesse? Just before we finish. Are you there, Bashir? Bashir, there you are.
Yeah, thank you for a fantastic lesson. And yeah, what fun to return to this. You know, I'm glad you asked at the beginning and gave us time to think about it. Because if I'm answering what I would probably do if I was sitting on my own,
Yeah.
Usually I get so excited when someone leads through to a queen. I go, woohoo, saved my day. But I kept thinking, Jack must be asking us for a reason.
Well, exactly. Well, I've given you a slightly, yes, I'm asking you, it must be for a reason. But the reason is, as you know, my favorite expression, which I do go on about a fair bit, is never play too quickly. Trick one. And I think my partner, who shall remain nameless, I think only gave this 5 seconds thought. And I said to her afterwards, I think you should have given it 10 seconds.
So close.
Yeah, because actually she played low, as you know, and the king of spades won. People don't like leading away from king, so it's unlikely that 2 of spades lead was from a king. Anyway, so the king of spades won, but we were incredibly lucky because West decided not to return a spade for some reason. They saw the singleton diamond and they came back a diamond. So my partner then drew trumps and then made the rest of the tricks easily. But of course, they were leading a spade because it was a singleton. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So actually, West should have returned a spade. We'd have been 1 down before we'd even started, which would have been a disaster because I think we're the only pair to bid 6 hearts in the room.
Jack, we have to save this hand because both for the bidding and for that fantastic question, I think it would make for a wonderful YouTube video.
I will save this. I'll make a note, Bashir, in my folder, yes. Because I think not only is it good for the bidding, because very few pairs bid to 6 hearts. I think we were the only one. And also, it's quite easy to go down by playing the... But actually, thing is, there's 90% certain that the king of spades is with third player. Okay. And you can make sure of your contract here by planting the ace on it.
Right.
You know, and then just drawing trumps, losing to the king of spades, but then you've got the jack and the winning spades there. So you don't actually need the spade finesse here for this contract. So, yeah, really interesting hand, wasn't it?
I love it. It's fantastic.
Well, good, Bashir. Well, that was a power hour.
Indeed. Yeah, thank you for that. You mentioned it, but once again, on Wednesday, the improver lesson, folks would be most welcome to join, but it is at a different time than usual on Wednesday. That's right, Jack.
Yes, 1 o'clock. Having a little bonus live lesson for the improvers at 1 o'clock on trumping and dummy.
So we'd love to see any of you there, but do show up at the right time, 1 p.m. this Wednesday only. That goes for folks watching replay as well. Maybe you can even join us that time. But we'll be back next week, Monday at the regular time, and hope to see everyone there.
Yes, Bashir. It's only a 4-week, a 4-day break I'm having from the mystery location. I'll tell you where it was next week, or they come and see on Wednesday if they like, and we can have a view of the lovely beach that we're overlooking. But yeah, we're doing week jump overcalls this time in a week's time. So really another useful lesson. But yeah, I think these forcing lessons are always really useful ones, just because these bids come up quite a lot.
Yeah, these are not the ones we want to mess up.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing worse than leaving your partner in a bid if they should bid again. So, but actually, I think the students did really well today. I was impressed at most of their answers.
They did. Well, once again, well done, everyone. Thank you, Jack. Folks watching by replay, leave a comment or a question on the class page. We'd love to see you all there.
And lots of thank yous. Massively, I'm just looking down here. Lots of thank yous scrolling up and down. So thank you for saying thanks. It is appreciated. I do read them all. So thank you for that. Thank you, Bashir, for your attendance. And yeah, have a good week, everyone.
Thank you, Jack. Thanks, everyone.